What's up everybody? I got a question for you. Does this look better or does this look better? I'm gonna show you how to do that today. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to mess with the fog light. I'm not necessarily a fan of the fog light. I also like how some cars have those sequential lights. Not those ugly Mustangs where it's block, 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 but they just kind of flow off like that. And I bought these lights. Let me show you. I bought this strip of lights, and it's really cool because what they do is when you send power, when there's power to them, they're white. When the turn signal is activated, it's a stripe that keeps going in that direction, so they're directional. As soon as the turn signal is turned off, they go back to white. So they're called switchbacks.
So she was switching back and forth.
Some cars have this, and I think it's really cool, and I think Tesla should do that. I've done the one side, obviously, because I showed you. I'm going to show you how to do it on the second one, the passenger side. It's really cool, really easy to do, doesn't take much to do. You're not cutting anything open. I tried, because you know me, my style. I took the headlight or the fog light out, and I wanted to break it apart, break it open, not break it, but separate it. There's so much glue inside this. Rich from Rich Rebuilds just did a video where he took one of his old lights and showed how to remove the lens from the headlight. I didn't want to put it in the oven. I didn't want to do all that stuff. I used a heat gun, tried to heat it up, but there's so much glue that's inside there. It was very hard to do, so I decided to just run the strip on the top of the light, and it works really good. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to do all this. It's really easy. First thing we got to do is go ahead and take the wheel off, and then we're going to take the inner liner kind of out. We have to get to this for the turn signal, and then we have to get to the headlight, or the fog light. No, that's the headlight. The fog light's right there. Took the wheel off. Didn't need to show you that. I've done that in many videos. But right up here, this is what you're going to need. One of these sets of light. I'll have all this stuff in the description down below. But this is the sequential light, and then it has the 3 wires. The yellow is for the turn signal, and then these are for the white light. You'll need these quick connects. Well, you don't have to have these, but you can use almost any connection. You can solder the connection together. I went with these because these are super easy, and the heat shrinking hasn't come for these yet, but I'm going to wrap some heat shrinking tape and make these a little bit more watertight. I bought a whole set of these things. There's a bunch of them in here, but you only need these 3. And you're gonna need a light because it's dark down there. This is a really cool light. I just got this light in. Nice glow. Nice glow for in here. This is gonna be great for when I'm inside the car doing videos. I'll have this link down below. This light was only 20 bucks. Awesome light. Rechargeable battery. It's magnetic. So those are the things you need for this, and you need a little bit of guts, I guess, but we're not cutting or splicing any wires. That's the cool part. I've done some other videos in the past where I've cut some wires, but this time we're not. These quick connects are really easy to use and pretty much foolproof. So the next step is to take out this fender liner, really just a little bit of the fender liner. We just have to remove these little pins, and then we just need to pull this back because we have to get to the wiring that's behind this. We have to pull this out. This is really easy to pull out. It just takes some patience so you don't damage anything. And what you need is some kind of pry tool. I just have this from before. There's a little tab, and once you get underneath it, try not to lose it. There's one up a little bit higher. This one's a little harder to get to. I use a longer screwdriver. You just need to pull the pin, and then they come out. You can use your hand. We just want to move the fender liner just a little bit so we can get up in there. And there's the camera. Then we're going to remove this. There's just 2 little tabs that hold this in place. Really just indentations. Underneath here, there's some push pins to release it. And you can easily get to them now that the fender liner is gone. And you just kind of want to work it slowly. You don't want to bend the metal because this is aluminum with a metal backing. So I've got the bottom done. And then what I want to do is kind of pull out the bottom a little bit and push down from both sides, releasing the top. There we go. Now this first one, the bigger one, the gray one, is for the turn signal, and this one is for the camera. I don't want this to bang all over my car and scratch it. The two wires. Expose them from this sheathing. We only need the yellow one. For this instance, we're going to use this connection right here. This one has the wire going straight through this side and then one coming out the side. So this is a T-line. You can see how this grabs the wire, and you don't have to splice anything, you don't have to cut anything. That will just clamp right in there. And then on this side, you put it right through the hole in the plastic, and then as you close this down, it locks into place. Really cool. Makes it really easy to splice wires. So we're gonna take this, put it in there, and then we just grab some crimps and crimp this down. Now we have a connection here that we have teed into. Hopefully not teed off, Tesla. And what we're gonna do with this, we're gonna run a wire from here up to the front so we can have the signal of the turn signal go to the line. So we're gonna leave it just like this for right now. At this point, you can take the fender liner, kind of just push it back into place because we're gonna work on the other side now. And this side has a lot more clips to remove, so. So now that that's loose, we're gonna take this fender liner and we can bend it out of here and just pull it right out of the way. Move this light. We could swing it right to the other side. Let me bring you in here. All right, so this is the connection for the fog light. There's a purple one, which we're not going to use. There's a red one and a black one. These are the two we're going to use. So we want to remove this. What we want to do is, up here, there's 3 screws, one at the top, one at the bottom, and one over there. And then we need to pull some of the attached harnesses. So I'm gonna get in here and loosen them up. And this is a T25 bit. Just 3 screws that go into plastic. Once you have those 3 removed, you can remove the headlight, but you see that it's attached right up here. There's little clips. So if you push at a kind of at an angle, then you'll release it. And once you're done, this is what it looks like. There's a hole in the middle. The wires are hanging here. Really, this is the only wire that is disconnected, and we're going to use that. But for right now, that's what's disconnected. All right, here is the light. Looks like this from the face. Yours won't be cloudy like mine is. I'm gonna remove that film. I gotta clean this light up really good. Get it ready for the light. You wanna clean this and then use rubbing alcohol on this area to get all the oils, get everything up so that 3M tape will stick really well here.
And clean, and clean, and clean.
I've cleaned all that off so it's nice and shiny, it's clear, you can see through it again. And then we are going to take this strip and run it along here. We're going to start on this end with the cord. And since they actually run this underneath, we just got to pull it. And we're just going to have enough showing, kind of wedge this in there. There's plenty of room in the car once we put this in, because it attaches to the car here. So all this is, you can put anything there. You can double the strip up, you can do whatever you want. And then we're just going to hold this up front here as we just force this to the back and force it down. Just try to make it stay there. Right here is where we want to pay attention and really work it into that spot. So I'm going to release enough and then really push it down so it fits in this corner. We want to make sure there's enough material there so it's not, so there's less tension. And when we get to the end, we're left with one line here. And you can get these in shorter lengths if you want to. You can do more things with them. You can wrap this all the way around so it can loop back around. You can take this lens apart if you want to, if you feel confident, and run this inside there. But I am just going to do this. You cut it right on where it says it's available to cut, and then you take the cap off the end, and you replace the cap on here. There's should be a little bit of glue there. Take the rest of the tape off, and then fold it over and stick it on there. That's what you're left with. You won't see any of that. All you'll see is the glowing portion of it. Now let's go put this back in the car. Feed this back through and screw this back on. Not up, but on. Then what you're going to do, this clip that has the dual pass-through on this side and then the dual inlet on this side. And then you're going to clamp the black and the red wire on this side, yellow and black on the other side. You're going to crimp those in there. The outside one goes on the left, the inside one goes on the right side of the connection when you're looking at it this way. We're going to take the wire, from the light. And since the red, it's red to black here, but you're going to test it. The black is the black on both of these. So you're going to lift that up and you can see there's holes through the plastic. You run both wires through the plastic. This is a little tricky because I'm filming this because I have room for the camera. But you push those all the way in and then you push it down. And then what we're going to do is take and crimp those down. You can use whatever to crimp them down, and those are locked in place. So now those wires are attached to this, and we would actually, if we turn the lights on right now, this would light up white. Then we're going to take this one and we're going to get a wire and run it back over to the turn signal light. But before we do that, on this side, we take the 1-to-1 pass through and we do the same thing we just did there. We feed it through the hole till it stops and clamp it down. That's what makes it really nice with these connections, and they're right next to each other. I can get some heat shrink and wrap these up. I have some stuff coming for that. It's not going to rain for a couple days here. I got a green wire. I didn't have yellow. Again, we lift up, put it through the hole, push it all the way in and clamp it down, and that's really nice. And then I'm going to feed this wire back to the turn signal. And we're back to the same spot where we started, and we just hook the green wire up to the yellow wire here. We slide this through the hole. You just cut the wire. You don't have to strip it or anything. But you put this all the way until it stops and then push down. Get whatever you're using to crimp them and just push it down. And then we just push this through, just make sure it's connected. And then you push it into place. And that's done. And we can put this side of the fender in place, the fender wall, and then we'll work on this. I'll put the tire back on, and we're all good to go. And then I'll show you the final product once it's on the ground. Do you like the new look without the fog lights, or do you like it integrated with the fog light on? I kind of like it without the fog lights because the fog lights don't do much anyway. Put that in the comments down below, which one you like better, with fog lights on or with fog lights off. And of course, right now it's a daytime. They're going to be a lot brighter at night. At the end of this video, I'll show you what they look like at night. But pretty easy to do. Everything was pretty cheap. It just takes some patience and some guts, I guess, to do all that. Really easy because you're not taking anything apart, you're just adding those clips. And if you had any issues with the side cameras at all you would have to do is remove that side camera light, unclip that area, and put that back together, and Tessa would never know that it's one thing to splice wires versus crimp wires like that. I'm pleased with it. I have plenty of turn signals now. Because I haven't taken away any turn signals, I've just added, well, two. I've added two extra. Because you have the turn signal on the camera on the side and on the headlight itself. I wish that turn signal on the light, on the headlight itself, could swipe as well like that. But that would be taking apart the light, and I don't want to do that. That seems a little intrusive. So I think this works out perfect. I hope you like it too. As always, stay awesome, stay positive, and here's what it looks like at night. See ya.